This morning, we're going to carry out an experiment and dive deep into the heart of French trash. When it comes to recycling, France isn't a world reference, but many people like Sarah are eager to do things well. She has the recommended 3 trash cans, one for everyday waste, one for glass, and one for recycling.
Here's what's in my recycling bin. Plastic bottles, plastic containers, shaving cream, and this is paper packaging for crackers. Honestly, I'm not 100% sure all this is really recyclable.
Sarah's right to have some doubts. She's unwittingly made some mistakes. Let's remove what cannot be recycled, like plastic wrapping, toxic products, plastic bags, pill packages, plastic containers, all out. As you can see, there's not much left.
I'm really surprised. It's a lot of plastic. I thought all plastic packaging was recyclable. It's certain that up until now, I haven't been sorting my trash properly.
In short, French recycling guidelines are more complicated than they seem. And in the confusion, waste sorting is done poorly. All this means that France lags behind other countries, particularly when it comes to recycling plastic. On average, under 25% of plastic packaging is recycled. The rest, the vast majority, is either incinerated or put in a landfill. Now, at the European level, it's over 30%, though keep in mind the method of calculation isn't identical in all countries. And let's not even talk about recycling mavericks Norway, Sweden, and Germany, where people have up to 7 different waste sorting bins. In France, there's only 1 recycling bin, and you can only throw in paper, cardboard, aluminum, and plastic bottles. A major problem is that in France, people think that plastic means recyclable. But that's far from being the case. Just take a stroll through a French supermarket.
We're in the fresh foods aisle. None of the packaging you can see here can be recycled.
Nicolas Garnier works at the community level. He says a major problem is that no French law forces companies to use recyclable packaging. Moreover, the packaging is often misleading.
Look, the logo says remember to sort your waste, but also throw this away. It's hard to understand. It means think about sorting your trash, but don't recycle this.
One thing that tends to throw people off is this tiny symbol. Most people think it means recyclable, environmentally friendly, but it's actually the logo of a group called Citeo. Citeo is an eco-organism. That's a fancy name for a government-backed private company. It helps local authorities finance the collection, sorting, and recycling of waste. It has no competition. Now guess who's hiding behind the green logo? Businesses, the same businesses that are responsible for creating waste in the first place. A European law is behind this system to ensure that it's the polluter who pays. In France, companies pay an eco-contribution, a green tax, to Citeo. The tax varies according to the weight and composition of the packaging they use.
The less your packaging is recyclable, the more you pay. The pay scale is an incentive for companies to create and use recyclable packaging.
The system is opaque. What's clear is that for now, businesses aren't sufficiently encouraged to produce recyclable packaging. Because of this, France has been recycling pretty much the same things for the past 25 years. Here at Paprec, the country's leading waste management company, plastic bottles are washed and then transformed into pellets or flakes that will ultimately become new objects. In theory, the technology exists to apply this transformation process to all types of plastics. But certain plastics aren't recycled simply for financial reasons.
Take multi-layer packaging. It makes no sense to push for wide-scale recycling because it generates costs that are over the top. We can recycle them in a lab, but it makes no sense economically.
For now, of the 2 million tons of plastic packaging put on the market, only 700,000 are collected and sorted in waste centers, and only 360,000 are actually recycled. But things are starting to change. On the one hand, progress is being made on the recycling front, and French authorities are taking steps to improve waste collection itself, make it easier. That brings us back to Sarah and her recycling bin. Pretty soon, she won't be mistaken to throw in all types of plastics. By broadening the collection process, France hopes to improve its recycling statistics.
We now collect more plastic packaging than before. For instance, these plastic tubs that we couldn't recycle before. We're also picking up more plastic bottles that people used to just throw away in the regular trash, because we're asking people to recycle more.
In the coming years, it's expected that more and more plastic like this will be recycled in France, thanks to improvements in the collection process and improvements in recycling itself. Meanwhile, the French government has set the bar very high. Prime Minister Edouard Philippe promised that 100% of plastics will be recycled by 2025. It's an ambitious plan that requires the modernization and extension of the centers that sort and recycle waste. It's a very optimistic plan that skeptics say is mission impossible, given where France is coming from.